united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come. And for generations to come. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day we'll shine like the sun.
This is Lagoon Radio.
Yes, this is Lagoon Radio. Good morning and welcome to the program State of the Nation, our political program on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria and official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. Of course, we are transmitting live from the Archbishop's Palace right here in Marina, Lagos. Remember, you can download our app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Lagoon Radio Nigeria. Of course, we are live. And on Instagram and Twitter, Lagoonradio.Ng. Yes, if you miss any of our program and you just want to have a look at what it was like, you can just go to on YouTube or LagoonTV, Lagoon Radio Nigeria, and you can get every of our programs there and watch. Also make your contributions. Yes, it's State of the National Political Program on Lagoon Radio, and I am Anosike Chimezie. Yes, today, the beautiful Thursday morning, the 28th of April, 2022. Like we know, the process has begun, and every day is heating up. And today, on the State of the Nation, we are considering what is your expectation of the next president of Nigeria. What do you expect to see in the next president in terms of quality and the rest of them? What have you? What do you expect? What are your expectations in the next president of Nigeria? And I'm not alone in the studio this morning. Of course, I have Adebola Solomon in the studio this morning. Adebola, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Yes, like the lyrics of that song, he said, we are united in our resolve and strength. And also, we have the hope to rebuild and restore Nigeria. And a lot of presidential aspirants have said that they want to rebuild and restore Nigeria. And when you hear the word rebuild and restore, after 20 years of democracy, after over 40 years of independence, does it mean that we have not done anything, or that we are still crawling? Because to us, rebuild and restore sounds like we are still backward.
Yeah, probably they still see us as being backward in terms of what they have done to this nation. So that's why you see them using the term, they want to rebuild, restore, realign, make everything works. Because they know they have spoiled the nation to where it is currently. So that's why they are using that kind of term.
Okay, now the process has begun. The consultations, like they say, they call it consultations. A lot of them, PDP has over 16 candidates, and APC, about 5 have picked their forms. Yes, we have a whole lot number of them. They started selling their form yesterday, so about 5 has just picked the forms, and we are still expecting more numbers, of course. And there has been withdrawals. Now, looking at those candidates, both in all the parties, will you say that any of them currently possess the quality we are looking for in the next president?
I think few of them have the quality we are looking for in the next president. I think few of them have.
Okay, and when we talk about quality, someone said that yes, everywhere in Nigeria, every part of the nation will have capable men and women that can take care of this nation and take us to where we belong. But the problem is foundational factor. That a lot of people get into that place, and when they get in, they are confused. Is there anything relating foundational or the way we run our politics in Nigeria?
It is basically the way we run our politics in Nigeria. Because I think I heard or I saw online yesterday where the vice president of this country is saying when he gets to power, he's not going to take up to 2 years before appointing his minister or anything. The same thing this current president said to us when he was coming in. I think it's the way we run our politics. It's just for them to bring who they want, who has campaigned with them, who has sponsored them in. So it takes more time in bringing people that eventually they want to work just to compensate them. So it's the structure of our politics and the way we run our country.
And when we talk about structure, is there anything we need to do to change the structure?
There are so many things we need to do in order to change that structure. We need to find or use capable hands, not in terms of, okay, this person has run an errand for me during my campaign my campaign process. He has done a lot for me during the process. I need to compensate him. No. We have people who have not done anything for you during your campaign, and you know they are capable of handling this particular position. Why not give it to them? Why using the whole country as a compensation to somebody that has run an errand for you during your campaign? The structure of compensating people with appointments should be eradicated for us to move forward.
Okay, appointment aside, and looking at the qualifications for the presidency, we are still struggling to peg it to a certain level of qualification of education. For now, as it stands, it is still the minimum school SAT certificate. The electoral bill proposed the first degree. But look at our current president, Muhammadu Buhari. He's there with a school SAT certificate.
And not really a school certificate, in the sense that no matter what we tend to call it, I am not in support of the certificate or whatsoever saga that has went down over the years. So far as a military man, he has gone through NDA. He has done major courses in the army, which qualify him more than SSC.
Okay.
So I am not in support of people saying he came in with SSC alone. So he has done many courses over the years in India, in China, in US, in UK. So he has done many courses, so which qualify more than SSC.
But at this point of our nation, where do you think the qualification of the minimum qualification, where do you think we can peg it if we can start from there?
Well, I wouldn't go with what they are proposing as BSc or so. At least, in order to rule this nation, the person should have at least a master's degree, a minimum of master's degree. So it gives you more insights, and it's widening your knowledge. Okay, you have gone through the university, you have gone through the postgraduate school also, so you have so much at least so much insight on some areas.
Okay, now let's delve into another part of the on Easter Sunday. The outspoken bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Bishop Kuka, he released a statement, and on his Easter message, it did not go down well with the presidency. And one of the points he raised on that Easter message, he said, I pick up the number 5. He says, the greatest challenge now is how to begin a process of reconstructing our nation, hoping that we can hang on and survive the 2023 elections. The real challenge before us now is to look beyond politics and face the challenge of forming character and faith in our country here. Now, the key word here now is the real challenge before us now is to look beyond politics and face the challenge. What do you make of that statement?
Is simply telling us or simply analyzing the current situation we are in this country. Look at the security challenges we are having. Nothing has come out from the presidency on the security challenges. All they are focused on now currently is next year election. So the bishop is trying to remind them of the current situation we are and that we are facing, that is facing us currently. Let's look beyond politics. Let's look at what is happening in the northeast, in the northwest, in the north south, in the north central. Let's focus on ways of eradicating such problem, not only political appointments we are looking at.
Okay, also on that statement, on that Easter message, on the number 7, he said, the greatest challenge for Nigeria is not even the 2023 election. It is the prospects for the reconciliation of our people. Here, the Buhari administration sadly has divided our people on the basis of ethnicity, religion, and region. In a way, what we have never witnessed in our history. This carefully... Okay, he said... Okay, let me stop there. He said, this is what we've not witnessed in our history, that this present government has divided Nigerians more than ever.
Yes. You could look at it from his political appointments. Majority of them are from the north. So, which in terms of, if you're looking at this nation, we are in 3 or more than 3-fold. So, why are you picking your appointment from the north alone? So, in terms of what the man is saying, he has divided us in so many ways. They put forward Muslim as being the best candidates in this nation, while the other religion are nothing.
Okay.
Even when it comes to ethnicity, we have been divided.
Okay, he went on to say, years of friendships, cultural exchange, and collaboration built over time have now come under serious pressure from stereotyping. Notwithstanding these challenges, religious leaders must recover and deploy their moral authority to avoid falling victim of the schemes of politicians and their material enticements. Now, after making these statements, and you will hear a lot of religious leaders, some of them fasting and praying for a candidate. Some have said that God has told them that this is our candidate for 2023, that this person will. Now, looking across these statements now, where Kuka is saying not only on a religious basis, now on friendship and cultural values, that we've been divided. Now, looking at the next president, what exactly do you expect in terms of, let's focus on this message now. What do you expect from the next president in terms of the cultural values, the religious and the ethnicity respect we have for each other?
We need somebody that we come on board to let me just say to merge these differences. Somebody that is not going to come and tell us this is Yoruba, this is Hausa, this is Igbo. We need somebody that will come on board, that will make everything look as one as we are. Look at 2015 when this current government was campaigning. They gave us a pastor, a general, and we fought for religion, a woman, a pastor, and it's not something we need to do as at now. We need somebody that is firm, that can come on board. Okay, this is Yoruba, this is Hausa, this is Igbo. I need to use the 3 of them at the center. Not one person telling us he preferred a Yoruba man to an Hausa man. So we need to bridge that gap of culture, ethnicity. We need to bridge it. We need to make it as if we are all one. in terms of appointment, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of development, it should go all around, not particular region.
Okay, you're still listening to State of the National Political Program on Lagoon Radio. And yes, we've been looking at our expectation for the next president of Nigeria. The process has started. And yes, the registration of voters is still on. You can go and obtain your PVC. We'll go on this short break. We'll be right back. And when we come back from the break, we'll look at other aspects of our expectations from the Nigerian president. Keep listening to us. We'll be right back.
This is Lagoon Radio.
Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come. And for generations to come. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day we'll shine like the sun. We're a great nation.
Yes, sir, we are one. And when the singer echoed Nigeria, 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 that's the dream, to keep Nigeria alive. Yes, you're still on to State of the National Political Program on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria and the official radio of the Anglican Communion Diocese of Lagos. We are transmitting live from the Archbishop's Palace in Marina, Lagos. And yes, Adebola Solomon is still here. And we are looking at our expectation for the next president of Nigeria. And we are drawing our most of our questions from the Easter message of the Bishop of Sokoto Catholic Diocese, Bishop Hassan Kuka. And remember, you can download the app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's Lagoon Radio Nigeria. Of course, we are live. And Twitter on Instagram, it's Lagoonradio.Ng. Now, let's look at another part of that message. This is the one that touched me the most. Number 15, he said, "The challenge of fixing this broken nation is enormous, and I have said, requires joint efforts with everything literally broken down. Our country has become one big emergency national hospital with full occupancy. Our individual hearts are broken. Our family dreams are broken. Homes are broken. Churches, mosques, infrastructure are broken. Our educational system is broken. Our children's lives and future are broken. Our politics is broken. Our economy is broken. Our energy system is broken. Our security system is broken. Our roads and rails are broken. Only corruption is alive and well. So we ask with the psalmist, we look up to the hills. From where shall come our help? Our help shall come from the name of the Lord." Let's take it one after the other. When you talk about everything being broken, now he said the key word here that touched me the most. He said, our country has become one big emergency national hospital with full occupancy. He mentioned lives, schools, infrastructure, and everything broken, that only corruption is alive and well.
Yes, he's saying the truth. Partially everything in this nation is broken. Look at the educational sector, look at the health, look at the infrastructure, look at the road, everything is broken in this nation. If it's not broken, how can a minister for state for education was able to purchase an 100 million naira form yesterday, and why ASU they still on strike for 74 days?
They said the group raised the money for him.
Which group? Which group? The students? His family member? The who? See, it just shows that everything is broken. A state governor that is owing for 6 years still go ahead and purchase a form of 100 million. It shows the kind of level of I don't even know what to call it. Level of insincerity we are. Everything entirely is broken. Nothing is working except corruption. As gladly said by him, nothing. The health sector is not working. The road network is bad. Just go out here, you see how terrible it is. So everything is at this time a broken nation. And everyone in this nation is suffering from it.
Okay, he went on again. He said, 2023 beacons and the stage is set. The challenge is whether we have learned any lessons from the tragedy that has afflicted us in the last few years. The presidency of Nigeria is not a human rights based on ethnic, religious, or regional sentiments. The next president of Nigeria must be a man or a woman with a heart, a sense of empathy, and a soul on fire that can set limits to what human indignities visited on citizens that he or she can tolerate. And here was where I captured this message, when he said that the next president must be a man of empathy. When we talk about empathy, does it mean that this current administration they don't feel what Nigerians have?
They don't feel our pains.
But the presidency replied this message, and it didn't go down well with them.
It won't go down well with them because they know what the man is saying is actually the truth. If they feel our pain, now you can't even do more than $20 from your dollar account to do anything online more than $20. What does $20 do for somebody that needs to do a goods of $1,000? That needs to purchase something over $1,000. Look at the current market price of foodstuff. Look at the current inflation rate in this country. The presidency, the entire government doesn't feel our pain. If they feel our pain, or if they felt our pain, why is the increase in diesel? Why is the increase in transportation? So they don't feel our outcry. They just feel whatever thing they do is what they want to do.
Another major question he asked on this number 16 is based on the citizenry now. He said, the stage is set for 2023. The challenge is whether we have learned our lessons from the tragedy that have afflicted us in the past few years. Looking at the way it is going now, like he said, the stage is really set. As Nigerians, have we learned our lessons over the past few years?
Well, I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, in the time of we have seen how terrible in the past 7 years has been. And I would say no, because many of us are still clamoring for many people that I know that they are not going to do anything. They just want it as their birthright, or I just want the power. I just want to be the president. I just want to be the first person. We have not learned the lesson very well. But many of us has learned the lesson in a hard way. But most of us yet to do that.
When we talk about learning the lesson, it goes down deep in many ways for me. Learning the lesson in such a way, because like you said, a lot of people are, when you hear some people canvass for some candidates, you turn around and look at them and ask, are you in this Nigeria? Now, talking about learning our lesson, what quality, when we talk about, yes, we have seen a lot of people now. Some people will say we don't need someone older than 60. And some will say that the position is reserved for
Another person.
an older person who has a wide range of experience. So from this comparison, and some people will say that we have a number of teeming youths in Nigeria, that it is the time for the youths. From your own perspective and from your opinion, what age bracket do you think, what experience level do you think that we can go for?
If we keep saying we are looking at age bracket or experience level, we still get it wrong.
Okay.
We have tried an older generation, starting from Olusegun Obasanjo to this current president. We have tried Goodluck Jonathan. Even at the state level, we have tried so many young governors, so many young people. And at the end of the day, they have done nothing. We actually don't need either young or old. We need somebody that is capable of standing his ground. Not really an experienced or over the years experienced person. Our current vice president is experienced enough. But what has he done? In his capacity as being the vice president, what has he done?
Some people will make excuses that the vice president's position is just a silent position from the constitution.
But many a times, it took over the FCE meeting when president is not around.
Yes.
What has that translated
On
to?
his declaration.
On his declaration, what has that done?
Okay, when he went to Oyo, he said that his experience from the acting capacity has taught him a lot of lessons.
The same thing he said when he went to Ogun State about 3 days ago. So it's not about you being acting president or being experienced what it takes to rule. What we need currently is somebody that is standing on his ground. This is what we need to do as a country moving forward. Let's stand on this. Experience counts, yes, but not in this kind of situation. Buhari has an experience. Obasanjo has the experience. Jonathan the same thing. Jonathan was vice president. He become president. Does the experience work for us? No. So it's not compulsory you have an experience of ruling or not. Leadership is not by experience. It's about how you carry your followers. So being experienced as a leader does not even translate to you ruling us very well.
Okay. Well, Bishop Kuka further went on. He said, whoever wants to govern us must illustrate that he or she understands what has turned our nation into a national hospital and show us plans for our discharge from this horror. Support the INEC and its infrastructure is fundamental to a free and fair election, and we condemn in a very strong terms all those criminals who continue to threaten the society with violence. They should meet the full force of the law. Now, before we talk about understanding, because I will relate it to one of the candidates. Now, looking at the INEC and the electoral bill that was passed, will it have an effect on what Bishop Kuka is saying? And will it have a positive impact on the 2023 election?
Will they allow it to have a positive impact on next year election? So it's not, see, INEC is an independent body, but will they allow them be an independent body as being quoted?
Okay.
So won't they interfere or won't they influence their decision at the long run? So that should be the major thing we are looking at. Won't this current government interfere with INEC as being a body? Will they allow them discharge their duty as being stated by the law? So that's the problem.
Okay, on that understanding, say whoever wants to govern us must illustrate that he or she understands what has turned our nation into a national Hospital. This will bring me to a speech made by one of the aspirants, Peter Obi, when he said, it is time for Nigerians to start asking questions. These people jostling for this position, what have they done in the last 25 years of their lives? Where have they been? What have they managed? What have they shown to us to elect them into this position? And it is in relation to this statement that Bishop Kukah has made, that the people must show us the plan that they understand. Now, when we talk about Nigeria being the headquarters of poverty, Yahaya Bello has told us that he will create millionaires.
No, he said he has created millionaires in Kogi State.
In Kogi State.
Yes, about 20 of them.
He will replicate it in the national body. Then Rochas Okorocha yesterday said that he will bring wealth into Nigeria.
The wealth he brought into Imo State.
Imo State.
Okay.
And the other aspirants, Osibanjo said he will build on the success of the Buhari's administration.
Success indeed.
So, looking at all these templates, and a lot of them, we will still hear many of that. So, has any of them understood why the Bishop Kukah related Nigeria as a patient in emergency, national emergency hospital?
If you look at what Peter Obi said, he said it will take 12 years or more than 12 years to fix Nigeria, which is actually the truth. Do any one of them campaigning currently has a blueprint of what they need to do or what they have to do or what they have in mind to do? None. Is it that one saying, it's my birthright? Is it that one saying, give me the power? Is it that one saying, I've been in this party for long, I can only do it? Is it that one saying, I will make people get wealth? Is it that one saying, I will bring... No! At this point, look at the economy of this nation. What do you need to do to fix it? Look at the infrastructural development of this nation. What do you need to do to fix it? Healthcare sector, education. Just look at all this as one. What do you need to fix it? None of them are giving us anything to fix it. There's no blueprint. There's nothing. One was even saying, I'm more experienced. Experience does not count. If you have experience and don't have a platform to build on your experience, how will you fix it? Peter Obi has said a lot. He has said a lot. But even while he was saying all sort of distance or all sort of he is passing around, many of these people are building on what he is saying to work on. But for me, I don't see any one of them giving us any blueprint of what they need to do more than I want this power.
Okay. Again, Bishop Kukah said this is the decision that is currently causing a major problem, a national problem. He said, I thank the president for accepting the report of the committee on the prerogative of mercy and granting pardon to over 150 Nigerians serving various terms of imprisonment. The more serious challenge is to immediately free all innocent Nigerians who are held captive and whose only crime is that they are living in Nigeria. With the news of the purchase of new sophisticated weapons, we hope that the president and the military will quickly roll out strategy for routing this cancer that has afflicted our nation. Let's take it. The Prerogative of Mercy Committee, the Joshua Dariye and what is his name? The other former governor that we are let go by the presidential pardon. The MBA, one of the members of the MBA has frowned at it. He said, for a government that said that they are fighting corruption, that this is not good for our nation. But they will always say that it has been there, that the president acted on his own veto power. Now, for a nation that wants to move forward, after 9 years of trial, and the case went up to Supreme Court, and they were convicted, and the president just came and said he has considered the report, that they are free to go. Bishop Kukana is asking that innocent Nigerians, who their crime is because they are living in Nigeria, and we have some people who are still, who were arrested after the NSAS. Some of them said they went just to get some money from the ATM and they were arrested. Now Bishop Kuka is making this case and analyzing this. What do you make of his statement from this place?
The only problem we are having is we are living in this country. I don't see reason why people who are convicted of a sudden are being pardoned. Why people who done nothing wrong are still behind bar. It just shows the level of corruption we are talking about. It's probably they were needed at this time. That is why they are being released. Or probably there is something that we don't know. That's why they are being released. On you fighting corruption, people like this are not supposed to be released. People like this are not supposed to be released. There are so many ways you can deal with this situation without them being released. But here we are in our country, anything goes.
Okay, and still on that message, after the message also, the presidency came back at Kuka and they made a lot of statements that as a priest, that if he wants to be in partisan politics, he should remove his cassock and join the politics full time. But also in his nature, he also replied. But yesterday, or day before yesterday, the presidency also said that in the fight against corruption, that Kuka's message delayed the Tucano jet that Nigeria was supposed to use to fight insurgency. Yes, Garba Shehu made that statement. He said that Bishop Kuka went to the UN and made some statements which America found, looked at it and said that Nigeria were not ready to fight, that Bishop Kuka's message contributed in delay to deliver the Tucano jets Nigeria bought.
Without this message, has anything been delivered to Nigeria over the past 6 or 7 years? What have they purchased from the US or from any other country that has been delivered in the last 7 years? With the message or without the message, it has no impact in what Garba Shehu is saying. See, he is just trying to put the blame on this man. Their negligence or their, I don't know how to put it, their weaknesses on this man. This man is simply saying the truth. Either he went to the UN or not, he's saying the truth. And we all know he's saying the truth. To swallow the truth from the presidency angle is bitter. So they will surely look for one person to nail with their own failure. So that's just it. They are just nailing their failure to his own words.
Okay, still in that statement of Bishop Kuka, today marks 1 month of the Kaduna rail attack. It happened on 28th of March. Today is 28th of April. Exactly a month. That the only person that has been rescued was the man that paid ransom. We had about 100 million. Yeah, was paid. And yesterday, the senators passed a bill that they have criminalized ransom payment. Now, in that Kuka's message, before all this, he said, it seems that the federal government has shown far greater commitment to integrating so-called repentant terrorists than getting our children back from kidnappers or keeping our universities open. Earlier last month, Operation Safe Corridor announced that it has graduated 599 members of various terrorist groups who have acquired new skills and are now ready to be integrated into the society. The total comes to over 1,000 now. Now, look at his statement. Before that message, 599 bandits were rehabilitated and released into our communities. Now, a month after the last deadly attack on Nigeria, nothing has been done. And Bishop Kuka is saying that it's like the government is channeling the more energy on repentant bandits than to do the necessary.
Yes, that's just it. They put more effort in them than the citizen. Though they also are citizens, but they put more effort in bringing them back to the society than looking for a way to get people who are being kidnapped by them. So it's just show the level of what this government is doing. People who you capture as being a terrorist, after a few months, you integrate them back into the society. On what basis? On what training? To continue where they stopped? Or to do what exactly? So it just shows we don't know, or they don't know what they need to do or what they are doing.
Okay, away from Bishop Kuka's message now, I've taken my time, I've listened to a lot of aspirants, I've listened to commentaries, and I've analyzed what they have done in the past few years. Honestly, for me, being a Nigerian, I'm not too convinced with a lot of our candidates, a lot of them. Now, and the way it is going, we cannot rule out surprises from Nigerians. Nigeria as a country, we might still end up, like someone was telling me, that we might still end up to choose between the two big devils we have also always known, from the PDP and the APC. Kwankwaso picked his form from another party, which
is the SDP or
not
something
SDP.
like that.
He said he's the next major force. But for me, I've not seen that force. Last week, it was rumored that a former governor of Lagos State, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is in talks with SDP in case he fails at the APC primaries. Now, looking at the way our political structure is, do you still believe that there may be a third force that will push these two, the PDP and APC, come 2023?
Currently, I'm not sure there's going to be any third force pushing the two out of the way. I'm not sure. Because we have limited time for the third force to come out. Because the major people who we all think we have the ticket at the end of the primaries from each political party are still with them. How will it look like if, okay, in the long run, I lose from this political party and I went to the other one? How am I going to convince my people to follow me to the next party? Currently, we don't have any third force in Nigeria. We only deal with two political parties, which is the stronghold of this nation.
Okay, the party Kwankwaso picked his form is NNPP. Yes, NNPP. And it is said that we have the likes of Patu Tome, Obi Ezekwesili, and the rest of them in that they want to push and make sure that a major force pushes the PDP and the APC. Now, what is the role of the electorates? Like in that message of Kuka, he said he is not sure if Nigerians have learnt their lessons. Are you expecting anything from Nigerians to show us that we've learnt our lessons? Because from your response, you said yes and no. So in 2023, are you expecting Nigerians to show that they have learned their lessons? That's what we are talking about.
I'm expecting us to show to the world that we have learned a lot in the past 20 years, not only in 7 years. So we should come out to show that we know what we want and we can stand on what we want, not compulsorily what they give us. We are meant to come out to show to the world that, yes, indeed, we have learned a lot. Even voting for this political party doesn't show we have learned or not learned anything. So we need to come out and tell the world, yes, indeed, we have learned something.
Okay, apart from Kwankwaso, 2 days back also, the former governor of Abia State, Governor Joseph Carlo, who is the current chief whip of the Ninth Senate. He withdrew his position from the race, and he made his excuse. He said he was surprised by the kind of names that were flipping up, and especially in the southwest and south, that people that he never expected are there contesting. Now, are you expecting more withdrawals for that post of the president?
Definitely. More are still going to withdraw.
And more are still going to pick the forms.
Yeah, exactly. All of them picking the form, withdrawing, are just putting themselves in line for a position at the end of the day. So, if I'm picking a form and I'm telling you I'm stepping down because you are there also, on the long run, if you are given the tickets, it's certain I'm going to get something from you. So they are all putting themselves in a position where I can get either ambassador, minister, or special advisor to you in the long run.
Okay, having said much about that now, looking at a lot of people have clamored. They said we need a youth. It's time we need a youth. Even Yahya Bello have said. Even some of the old men, the people we call the old men that are in the race, they have also declared that they are youths at heart.
Yes.
So now, it will take me to a statement that Obasanjo made about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He said, sometimes in Nigeria that the youth clamor that they want to take over the position. But over the years, that he himself, under his administration, that a lot of youths failed in his administration. And he mentioned some names. He mentioned Governor Mbadinuju, former governor of Anambra State. He mentioned Dimeji Bankole.
He mentioned
the speaker of
this man from Ondo State, Fayoshe, many of them.
And some of those names he mentioned are now also in the race. Remember, Fayoshe declared his interest. And I read somewhere this morning that Dimeji Bankole he wants to go and pick the ticket.
Even Shina Pella is going to pick the ticket
for presidency. Okay, now let's look at that statement. A lot of youths, they say it is time for the youths now. But looking at the statement of Obasanjo, he said that even during my tenure, a lot of youths failed. Now, we are making reference to a governor of Kogi State. A lot of people will say as a youth that he has failed. Do you think that if that mantle is given to the current youth, that they will succeed?
30% chance. Because for now, I don't see us taking the leadership mantle for now. Because we tend not to learn from what we are seeing. We tend to believe as a youth, we have the capacity of doing things our own way, which has caused a lot of damage to us. Even as we are currently as youth, what has Kogi State Governor done in the past 6 years? What bill has Honorable Shina Pella passed in the House? Honorable Akin Alabi, what has they passed in the House? Those are youths which I know. So they just sit down there, I support, I concur. That's all they do. If the mantle is given to a youth currently, what we are experiencing currently is still at 30%. What we are going to experience when it's given to your youth will be more than this. Because our style of leadership is kind of different, very different. And for us to get it right as youth, we need to learn from the mistakes of our elders and work on it. But we think we don't need the mistakes of our elders. We need to build or start all over again, which I'm very sorry to say this, it won't work. Unless we build on the mistakes and we correct the current mistake of our elders, then we are not ready to take the leadership mantle.
Okay, after the NSAS protest, I thought that something mega was coming because it was touted that from there a youth party will start and the rest of them. But funny enough, last week I saw a tweet that you messed with the wrong generation is now campaigning for the old men.
The you mess with the wrong generation was hungry, and they need to take something from the old men. It's glaring. It's glaring. Everybody in this nation is clamoring for one thing or the other. Poverty is a major problem we are facing currently. A youth that is not financially buoyant to the level of feeding himself. How do you expect him to do? Or what do you expect him to do? Is to campaign for this older generation, which in turn it will give him something to. So it's just, even after the NSAS and everything, there was no clear indication that we are ready.
Oh.
We shouted, we cried, we wailed, everything. At the end of the day, we still subject ourselves under this older generation. After the NSAS, what has happened since then? Has there been any changes? Police still harass us every day. Police still extort us every day. Nothing has changed. It's still the same process. And we thought with that, changes will come. Nothing has come. We, as youth, are still endangering ourselves in subjecting our lives, our future, under this older generation.
Okay, and that's where we leave it today on this program, State of the Nation, our political program on Lagoon Radio. And we've been talking to Adebola Solomon. Yes, Adebola, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
We hope to see you when next we call on you.
Always available.
Yes, the program returns again next Thursday by 10 a.m. And yes, I am also your regular producer, your regular presenter. And thanks to our producer for pressing the right buttons, Olumakaiye Ajadi. And also thanks to you for making out your time to listen to our program. We'll be right back next week. Do have a lovely day.
And for generations to come.